It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222, your emails as well at randykabc@gmail.com, and search for the KABC News Blitz wherever you get your podcasts. I feel like doing something a little different today, because today is the kickoff to a long weekend for a lot of people. Tomorrow is Juneteenth, and I can't imagine a lot of work gets done on a Friday after a holiday on Thursday. So I'm treating this like it would be one of those long 5-day weekends, like Thanksgiving is. And I already feel like I'm on vacation because I've been spending the last several days in Dallas, Texas. I've been broadcasting from Dallas, Texas at my in-laws' house, and it's probably the first time I've spent this much time in the summer in Dallas. I know it's not technically summer yet, but it is. And I got to say, I have very much enjoyed it. As a born and raised Southern California boy, I have always been afraid of humidity. I don't understand it, why it doesn't get cold at night in a place like Texas or a place like Alabama or a place like Florida. It's a strange concept to me. But I have been more active this week in hot and humid Dallas. And if you want to know how hot, how humid, it's been highs in the 90s every day and lows in the high 70s every day. Not a lot of differentials with the temperature. But outside of, I'd say, the first day we got here on Saturday, the humidity hasn't been that bad. It rained a little bit on Sunday, and that kind of cooled things off. And as long as I've got, the right amount of sunblock and I've got a hat on, it hasn't been too awful. I make sure I stay hydrated, but I have been having quite a time. Not only is there a pool in this house, so in between shows, before the show, I am hanging out in the pool, and that helps with the summer heat. I'm going on walks. There's something about anytime I'm working remotely, anytime I'm broadcasting from Santa Fe or even Dallas, there's this just freeingness to it, where I don't have to drive to a radio station that's an hour away at the best case scenario. I mean, it's 17 miles, but it's an hour away. So I don't have to worry about that. That's like getting an extra 2 hours of my day to do whatever I want. So I usually spend it outdoors or exercising. Brought my Nintendo Switch 2 to Dallas, and I haven't touched it because I've been having a great time. Also here connecting with family, playing a lot with my 3-year-old niece. It's been a blast. But one of the other things that I love about coming to Texas and Dallas is, of course, the food. I love the food in Texas. I love me some breakfast tacos. I know that that's starting to become a thing in Los Angeles. I'll admit it, though. When I went on my first date with my wife almost 12 years ago, and she was telling me about growing up in Texas, and she said, yeah, we get up, we go have breakfast tacos. What, you mean breakfast burritos? I don't know what she was talking about. It wasn't a thing. Now you've got Home State and a few other chains, so breakfast tacos are starting to become a thing. But boy, is it a way of life here. I mean, you go to Central Market, which is like the nice version of H-E-B, the big grocery store in town. And they have so many different kinds of tortillas ready to go, freshly made every day, because they know you're going to be putting them in different kinds of Tex-Mex tacos and breakfast tacos. The best one being a half and half corn and rice flour. It's real good. And we always have our haunts that we have to go to. It's like we're only here for a week, so we got to really make it count. And I've been coming to Texas at least once a year for 11 years. This will be year 12. And we've got to go to Torchy's Tacos, which I have a little bone to pick with right now because they used to have jalapeno sausage tacos and they took those away. I don't know why, but that's okay. They still have this incredible sauce that I actually try to recreate at home called Diablo sauce, and it is a winner. Velvet Taco, we haven't been there yet, but that's a really eclectic taco place. Their best taco is a smash burger taco. It's real great. And we love getting Tex-Mex and just sitting and having ranch water margaritas. There's a place called Mi Cocina. It's a chain out here. And we will sit down, have fresh made guac, They will keep bringing you chips, as much as you want. Like the second you sit down, they bring you chips. The second you sit down, they bring you salsa, and then you get your queso. White queso with brisket, that's the way to go. And you just enjoy yourself and have your drinks, and that's a really good time. But something that's very specific to when I get to come to Texas is I get to experience the holy grail of Texas food. There's two main food groups in Texas, and Tex-Mex is a big one, but equally as big. When you come to the state of Texas, it's all about the barbecue. And I consider myself a late bloomer when it comes to barbecue because I don't know if it's just the place that I was raised, but, I grew up in the Santa Clarita Valley, and there really wasn't a lot of, regional exposure barbecue that I can remember. Just like how, if you grow up in suburban Anytown, USA, you think Tex-Mex is Chili's, which it technically is, but Chili's doesn't taste anything like the Tex-Mex you actually get in Texas. And the only Chili's that I've actually seen in Texas are at the airport, which is usually a good place to go. If you got to eat somewhere, the Chili's to go and get their queso, which almost tastes like a bean dip, it's good. But I didn't know anything about barbecue because the only barbecue place I can remember going as a kid is a place in Canyon Country in the Santa Clarita Valley called Rattlers. And it was called barbecue, but the only thing they had that I can remember that was barbecue outside of like having a salad bar is tri-tip. And that is a very California thing. Tri-tip. I don't even think it was smoked. So can you really call it barbecue if it's not smoked? And something that I very distinctly remember about California barbecue is California barbecue sauce has a very ketchup-y consistency. It's very sweet with just a hint of saltiness and spice. And that's what I thought barbecue was. I don't think we ever went to places that just served up ribs. Definitely didn't know what brisket or pulled pork was. These were all things I discovered. And again, I'm born and raised in Los Angeles County, which you think is the food capital. You get to explore everything. But it just never was a thing for me until I became older and I learned more about the world by, dating somebody from Texas. And the first time my wife took me to the state of Texas was on a river trip in New Braunfels, Texas, which is in between San Antonio and Austin. And that is where all the college kids go to tube. It's where the Comal River is. It's where one of the largest water parks in the country is, Schlitterbahn. And that was the first time I ever got to go tubing, which is an incredible thing that there really needs to be more of in the state of California. I don't understand why there isn't infrastructure for that. There's been all that talk for the last 20 years, maybe even longer, about restoring the LA River and turning it into some kind of attraction. I don't know if that'll ever happen because LA's a mess, but there's something really cool about going to a place like New Braunfels, Texas, and there's this giant river going all around the town, and people put in their tubes and they put in their coolers and they drink their beers, and that is a good time. Now, I'm a little older. I don't know if I'm really out for a whole day of tubing because I'll definitely get sunburned and probably drink too much and get a little dehydrated, but it was a good time. The tubes that my wife actually has for river tubing, we've put in the pool here in Dallas, and that's been a lot of fun. Just sitting in the tube, watching the clouds move. It's been a good day. Of course, I've been working the last 3 days, so I can't have a margarita in my hand. But you bet I'm going to have a margarita in my hand tomorrow and Friday. And then Saturday I come back. But the first time we went on that river trip was the first time I tried Texas barbecue. And it was probably what locals would say is like the most basic B barbecue chain there is in Texas in parts of the Southwest. And it's Rudy's. And I think Rudy's is great because that was the first I've ever had it. And Rudy's has solid brisket. They got great sausage and pulled pork and, smoked turkey. Tell me about it. And the first thing that I noticed is, wow, barbecue sauce is a completely different thing. Barbecue sauce in Texas is a little vinegary. It's definitely spicy. They have different versions of how spicy the sauce is, but it spoke to me. They take the old brisket and they'll chop it up into something they just call chop, where you just get a bunch of chopped up meat that you could put in tacos, you could put in sandwiches, or what we did on this river trip is people would take the chopped meat and they would put it in a shot glass, and you would have to do a shot of whiskey and chase it with a shot of meat. And we called that meat shots, and I will never forget that. But that experience, and then subsequently other river trips exploring some of the great barbecue places in Texas that I have been to, and I have not been to many. It's like one of those lifelong journeys I can't wait to partake on every time I'm out here. But Cooper's Barbecue in New Braunfels, Texas. I spent my birthday there a couple years ago. That was great. Salt Lick in Austin is an institution, and you can even get their barbecue sauce at Whole Foods and a few other places, and we love their spicy, it's kind of mustardy. Their barbecue sauce is incredible. Great brisket. I have yet to be to Franklin's, but I know it's a thing, and I'm very excited about it. In Dallas proper, there's two places that I've been turned on to by my in-laws because, you know, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they like the barbecue too. Lockhart is really great brisket. This place we went to on Sunday, oh my goodness. Pecan Lodge. I almost said it wrong, but I'm in Dallas, so I better get it right. The Pecan Lodge in downtown Dallas. Oh my goodness. We went to this place once a couple years ago, and there was a line around the corner. It's one of those places. The meat will sell out. We tried to go the day after Christmas last year, and for some reason they were closed. So it's okay. We went to Velvet Taco. But we went in this Sunday after it had rained for just a little bit. We were like the first people in there. And then we sat at the bar and we're trying to figure out if it's okay if we drink, because Texas is cool for a lot of things. Texas's weird ass liquor laws are so bizarre. Like, you cannot buy hard liquor in a bottle in the state of Texas on a Sunday. And you can't buy it at a bar until at least 10 a.m. or noon. And it used to be you couldn't buy it at all on Sunday, but we had to go to Total Wine & More to get some tequila for the house. And it's like 9 p.m. on a Saturday, and it's packed in there because everyone's doing the mad dash because you can't buy it on a Sunday. It's the land of freedom over here, but whatever. We went to the Pecan Lodge. We sat at the bar. I had a michelada, and we were going to try the brisket and the jalapeno sausage. That is probably, you know, if I had to pick my favorite barbecue food groups, the sausage and the brisket, followed closely by the turkey, but I also love the pulled pork. Ribs I love too, but ribs are so messy. But sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you need that. Oh, and the beef ribs, which it tastes very brisket-esque, but those are a lot of fun too. Some people call them the dino ribs. But the guy at the bar was like, okay, we don't have any jalapeno sausage right now. Are you willing to wait? And said, we're willing to sit here all day because we want that jalapeno sausage. So we got it out fresh, right out of the smoker. It was delicious. Their sauce is very spicy, and you kind of mix the both sauces. One's a little more classic barbecue-y. One's more of just kind of like, like a spice with red pepper flakes. Oh, it was divine. And I may be a little spoiled, and I may be a little biased, but I happen to think, maybe you think differently, and this is where I actually want to hear your opinion. What you think the best barbecue region in this country is. Because I don't think anyone would ever say it's LA. Even parts of Southern California, even, Santa Maria style up in Santa Maria, I don't really consider that straight up barbecue. That's more like steakhouse stuff. But I don't think the best barbecue is in LA. I think there are some decent places. Gus's, which is now a chain, they've got 3 locations, is a classic. I love the vibe there. The skillet cornbread, the cocktails, the deviled eggs. The brisket's not my favorite, but the other things that we've had there are really great. Maple Block in Culver City, that one's a real winner. Although last time we went, everything in LA is so expensive. That's another thing. You go out to Texas, every restaurant is cheaper, and you're like, oh, I can actually enjoy myself. Bloodsoe's I really like. Kevin Bloodsoe hosts this Netflix barbecue cooking show that I'm kind of obsessed with. It was on a couple years ago, but if it's new, if you just discovered it, it's new to you. And the only time I went to a Bloodsoe's though was at Stagecoach. And so I don't think I got the full Bloodsoe's experience, but apparently they have one in the Valley that I need to try. But this is so embarrassing. few years into my wife and I dating, we were having the craving for barbecue. And it's like, what do you do? We're in LA. Well, I remember growing up that there was a place that my dad used to go to when he grew up in the San Fernando Valley called Dr. Hoggly Woggly's Tyler, Texas Barbecue. And it says Texas right in the name. So we ordered some Dr. Hoggly Woggly's Tyler, Texas Barbecue. And my wife was not impressed. I don't know I don't know the miscommunication of where people go there and they think that's what Texas barbecue tastes like. I don't think that's what Texas barbecue tastes like. And that barbecue sauce is like straight up ketchup. But there are a lot of barbecue regions out there that I don't know about, that I don't know if they're better. I don't know if there's something that I really need to experience. More places I need to put on the bucket list, because I could very easily go on a barbecue tour of Texas and go to all the places in Houston, go to all the places in Austin and San Antonio and all the little places in between. It's a massive state, Texas. But I want to hear from you right now. If you're a barbecue fan, you're a barbecue guy, you're a barbecue lover. I got two different things I'd love to hear about. One, where's the most legit barbecue place in Southern California? And it could be for any region, but let me hear some suggestions of some great barbecue places in Southern California. But more importantly than that, LA is full of a lot of transplants, a lot of people from a lot of other places. In your opinion, what is the best barbecue region in this country? Is it California? Is it St. Louis? Is it Memphis? Is it the Carolinas? Or is it Texas? Who do you think makes the best barbecue in this country? When you think of barbecue, where do you think of? Because I think Texas. Salt and pepper Texas brisket is something I have learned to make at home, and I can proudly say that my Texas-born wife thinks that I make a better brisket than a lot of places in Southern California. Now, to be clear, most brisket places in Southern California don't have 24 hours to make one. That takes a lot of patience, but let me know what barbecue region you think is the best in the United States. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. I might be biased because I think it's Texas, and I love Texas barbecue. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Where have you been in this country that has the best barbecue you've ever had? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. And if you want to give a shout out to a local barbecue place that you think is legit, let me know about it, because I only know about a couple of them. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. We're talking barbecue as I am salivating, because now I want more of it, and I'm going to have to get some this weekend. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Where was the best barbecue you've ever had? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Get on the line right now. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. I'm in Texas, so I want to talk barbecue. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Where is the best barbecue you've ever had in this country? Is it in California? Is it somewhere else? What do you think is the best barbecue region? You want to give a shout out to what you think is a legit barbecue place in Southern California, because I don't know that many of them. Give me a call, 800-222-KABC. Let's start with Mark in San Diego. Mark, hello.
Hey, Randy. Yeah, there's a couple of good places, but two of them have had shutdowns because of the smell from, California shuts down barbecue if it smells good. That's just what they do. Phil's.
That is true.
My favorite Phil's got shut down. Mike's is good in Escondido, but they shut down the one close to me, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah, that's got to be a heartbreaker right there. You find a place, you fall in love with it, and then they go away. Thanks so much for the call, Mark. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Let's go to Greg in Anaheim. Greg, hello.
Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Doing great.
So I actually misunderstood, because I thought you were asking which part of the country has the best barbecue? That's what I called about.
That is what I'm asking. That's what I'd love to hear about.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you two, and one of them is a little out of left field. First one is my favorite, and that's St. Louis. St. Louis and their rival Kansas City. I mean, those are really good because in Texas they like cows, so they do those magical things with the brisket. But elsewhere they tend to like pigs more, and pigs are a little more tender. They just, I don't know, the ribs and everything, they're just so good. But here's one that nobody's ever going to tell you, and that is North Michigan. And they will smoke and barbecue fish up there. When you're driving around in the northern Michigan peninsula, every gas station, every store, every little place on the side of the road has got some guy out there who's selling fish that he's smoked or barbecued.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I got to try that. I do love me some smoked salmon, so I got to get up to northern Michigan and try some smoked fish. I'm curious, Greg, tell me, what's the best thing to get if you're ordering barbecue in St. Louis?
Ooh, so if they're really, really, really good, the ribs. The problem with ribs is they got to be cooked just right, because otherwise they're too mushy or they're too hard, or they're too chewy. But if somebody does a really good batch of ribs, that's what I'd get. And then the other thing that I used to get once in a while when I was there, another thing a little out of left field, is alligator.
Oh, wow.
You can smoke that too. You can barbecue that. That's almost like a piece of pork. It's like having pork ribs. I'm sorry, not ribs, pork chop. But instead it's alligator. You smoke a slab of that like that.
Oh, wow. That sounds incredible. Well, you've given me a lot of ideas that I got to write down. I love it, Greg. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. That's all we're doing today, folks. I want to hear your favorite region for barbecue, the best place to get barbecue in this country. Do you love Texas? Do you love St. Louis? Do you love northern Michigan smoked fish? Tell me your favorite region for barbecue in this country. If it is Southern California, that's great. Tell me all about it. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. If you're on hold, stay on hold. More of your calls coming up next. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang. We're talking barbecue because I'm broadcasting from Texas on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. Let's get right into this because I am thinking about barbecue because I'm broadcasting from Dallas, Texas this week. Had some incredible brisket and sausage at the Pecan Lodge in downtown Dallas, and it's got me thinking, what do you think is the best region for barbecue in this country? Where's the best barbecue you've ever had? Is it Texas? Is it Kansas City? Is it St. Louis? Is it the Carolinas? Is it, as we just heard, northern Michigan? Tell me about your favorite place in the country to get good barbecue. 800-222-KABC. And if it is in Southern California, you tell me about that too. Let's go to Mark in Fullerton. Mark, hello.
Hey, Randy. How you doing tonight?
Doing great.
Okay, my go-to place is in Gardena, Compton area. It's called JB's House of Fine Barbecue.
And what is your favorite thing there?
A hot link sandwich. It's just something silly because it's just a hot link and a piece of white Wonder Bread, but that just is good. The ribs are great. I love those too, but I got to get a sausage sandwich.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that. And sometimes there's something more classic than just some good meat and some good white bread. That's barbecue right there.
Yeah. They're Memphis style. They're related to the Neely family that owns the State Line Barbecue in Memphis.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. I've yet to go to Memphis. It's on my list of places to go. But my neighbor is from Memphis, and they bring me their favorite barbecue sauce from Memphis all the time, a place called Rendezvous. I'm obsessed with that barbecue sauce.
That sounds really good. Another place here local that I'll go to if I'm in the area is Brothers Barbecue. They're at 7725 Crenshaw. And once again, great ribs, and I got to get the hot link sandwich.
Oh, you're making me hungry, Mark. I love it. Thanks so much for the call, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's go to Brian in Huntington Beach. Brian, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great.
I've eaten barbecue all over. One of my favorite spots is in Lexington, North Carolina. Lexington Barbecue. The pulled pork sandwich with the red vinegar slaw, just can't beat it. That's actually catered to presidential inaugurations, and Elvis used to go there as well.
Oh, my goodness. That sounds incredible. I have had Carolina-style barbecue maybe once in my life, and I don't think I'll ever forget it because you've got that real spicy and vinegary that really is so different from other pulled porks that you get out there. I love it.
That's it. And locally, I would recommend Holy Smokes in Costa Mesa. It's the family that owns Holy Moly, and they do a fantastic job, and you can finish it off with a nice banana pudding.
Oh, sounds delicious. I love it, Brian. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. You know, my wife's got family in North Carolina, and it's another state on the list. I hear how beautiful it is there. So many people are moving to North Carolina, and I want to try the barbecue. Gotta. You know, I definitely want to visit almost every state and find out what their food is, find out what their treat is. And, you know, if I could be the radio Guy Fieri, I'd be a happy person. But I also love doing this. Hey, I could do both. Let's go to Dale in Long Beach. Dale, hello.
Hey, Randy, if you're ever around Long Beach, you got to go to the Twins Smokehouse. It's a Louisiana-style barbecue. It has really unique sauce. It's really good. You can even buy some to take with you. I would even buy you a lunch just so you can see how good it is.
Oh, next time I get down to Long Beach, I might take you very much up on that. What's your favorite thing at Twin Smokehouse?
I get a whole slab of ribs and some baked beans and some potato salad, and it's really good. And the barbecue sauce is dynamite.
Oh, sounds incredible. All right, Twin Smokehouse in Long Beach. Love to hear it. Sides, that's another thing. Pecan Lodge had great sides. Their pinto beans, their barbecue beans had little bits of cilantro in it. That was really special. And I don't know about you, but there's a lot of sides that are incredible. And a place that has really good sides is Gus's. But I always go for coleslaw over potato salad. Not because I don't like potato salad. I love potato salad. But potato salad is too filling. And then I'm not going to get enough meat. And I got to get my meat on. I can almost trick myself into thinking coleslaw is healthy because it's a green vegetable. Your favorite places for barbecue, the best barbecue you've ever had. I think the best barbecue is in Texas. I'm obviously biased, but I love Texas barbecue. But again, I haven't been to these other places. You got a region that you think does the best barbecue in this country. Maybe it is in Southern California. You tell me all about it. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Jeff in Calabasas. Jeff, hello.
Hey, my favorite place for barbecue is Arthur Bryant's in Kansas City. They came out with the burnt ends decades ago. It's amazing. They serve it on a bed of curly fries. It's on 12th Street and Vine, like Fats Domino, Kansas City music. It's amazing. And if you're in Kansas City, go there and go to Joe's at the gas station, the best barbecue in the world.
Oh, burnt ends. That is quite the delicacy.
Yeah, it'll change your world, man. And all due respect to Texas, I like Texas. San Antonio has a really good place called Two Brothers Barbecue that's amazing. And Texas has some good barbecue places, that's for sure. But Kansas City, sweet, smoky, burnt ends, it'll change your life.
Oh, I totally feel you there. Thank you so much for the call, Jeff. Appreciate it. Now, I've never been to Kansas City, but I used to have an old radio partner that was from Kansas. And her name is Gina Grad. She works on the Woody Show on the rock station. And her mother came to town from Kansas once and brought Kansas City barbecue frozen and brought burnt ends. And I heated them up in my oven. Again, this is before I knew anything about barbecue. This has got to be 16 years ago. Oh, was it incredible. Yeah, burnt end. You know, next time I make a brisket, I'm going to have to save some and make burnt ends. I have yet to do that. That's on my list. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Let's go to Sandy in Claremont. Sandy, hello.
Hi, Randy. How are you doing?
Doing great.
I heard you mention Gus's Barbecue, and you're right. That is a really good restaurant. And I just wanted to mention that, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, we used to have Love's Barbecue, a restaurant chain. here in Southern California, and they serve pretty good barbecue. I don't even know if they even have one of those restaurants still in this area. But I wanted to tell you the best place that I went to is near Solvang. It's, where Pea Soup Anderson's is.
Oh, yeah. Go there all the time.
That takes you like into Buellton. And just between Buellton and the town of Solvang, there was a great barbecue restaurant there. It's off the main highway, so you have to go down a little dirt path, at least back then. And I don't know if it was called the Ponderosa, but they had the big grill out behind the restaurant, and they cooked the food outside. And, it was amazing. I don't know. I know you like to go to wine country, probably Los Olivos. Maybe next time you're over that way, you might want to see if that place is still there because it's really good.
I'm going to have to look that up because I haven't seen like a straight up barbecue place in that area. A lot of people go to the Hitching Post, but that's really more steaks. I'm going to have to look up if that's still a thing because I do go up to Buellton and Solvang quite a few times a year. We were just up there a couple of weeks ago. That does sound incredible. And I got to tell you, of all the locations of Gus's, the one in Claremont is the most fun. That patio is a good time.
Oh, yeah, and every time I run my bike past it, there's always people having a good time there. So, yeah, it's a great place. I like their pulled pork sandwich. They put, I think, coleslaw on it, and that was pretty good. I tried that. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that restaurant near between Solvang and Buellton and Solvang. So you might want to check that out because this is a long time ago, about in the early 90s. So I don't know if it's still there or not, but it was really good. Worth trying.
I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to see if it's still out there. Sandy, you have a great night. Thank you so much for calling. Claremont is such a cool town. Claremont is so much fun. And that area where Gus is in, there's so many places to walk around, and I get jealous. I live in the valley. There's nothing to walk to. All right, we're going to keep going here. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Your favorite region for barbecue. Is it in Southern California? Is it in a different part of the country? I love Texas barbecue, but I haven't been exposed to all the barbecue regions out there. If you're on hold, stay on hold. More of your calls coming up next. It's The Barbecue Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. Let's go to Bill in L.A. Bill, hello.
Good afternoon. Thomas Reed Chicken Coop in Alabama when I was a college student down there. And I've literally eaten barbecue in probably 46 of the lower 48. But that one was so good because I was a poor college student and I could afford it. And because the cafeteria food was no good. Thomas Reed Chicken Coop. Matter of fact, he was the state legislature. And I went to school at Lionel Richie down there. So,
that's very cool, Bill.
And here I have Leo's here in L.A., what's that other one up there on? Barbecue's good. I had barbecue in Texas. Texas is so good because it's beef, man. But most places are pork. So Kansas City had barbecue right off of Interstate 35, coming back from my grandson's wedding. Yeah, barbecue is good, man. I love barbecue. I bought me a smoker and used to barbecue in my backyard every holiday, and I used to have 20, 30 people come over.
Oh, I love hearing that. There's nothing like bringing people together with smoked meat. I make a brisket for my friends every time they ask me to. Thank you so much for the call, Bill. Appreciate it. Alabama. I went to a wedding in Auburn a couple years ago. I don't think there was a barbecue place that I could think of there, but I remember having biscuits and gravy, and the most Alabama thing ever was the waitress at this restaurant, great restaurant, was like, "Would you like a fried chicken on top of that?" Well, yes, I would. Hey, look at this. 790 KABC welcomes Britt Floyd and Alan Parsons at the Greek Theater on July 11th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. But right now, caller number 9 at 1-888-795-222 gets a pair of tickets to the show. Tickets furnished by Live Nation. Good luck dialing. More of your calls coming up next. Stay on hold. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. We're running short on time. We had so many calls. I'm going to go to you, and you got about 30 seconds for each call. Let's go to Dave in Whittier. Dave, 30 seconds. Go.
Hey, Randy, real quick in Whittier. Roadhouse Grill, little expensive. The best barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Raised. And my favorite, barbecue ribs. Ninja in my air fryer, pressure mode, high, 35 minutes, air crisp mode, 15 minutes at 270. Oh, baby.
I love that. I've never tried air fryer ribs. I love that. Thanks so much for the call. I usually do 3, 2, 1 in the smoker when I have time for it. Let's go to Alan in Orange County. Alan, hello.
Hi, Randy. I just got off the phone with the owner of Hutch's Barbecue that used to be on Walnut in Pasadena. They sold that green building, so he had to leave. He says he now has a food truck, and he's every Sunday at Fair Oaks and Woodbury. They've got the best brisket and ribs. I used to go there in the 70s and 80s with my dad growing up.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Hutchins, now it's a food truck. Good to hear about it. Thanks so much for the call. There's a place in Texas I'm supposed to try. My in-laws told me about called Hutchins. Let's go to Robert in Westchester. Robert, hello.
Hey, Randy. Yeah.
Robert, did we lose you? Robert, what's the place? Oh, we lost him. He said Culver City, so I'm thinking he's thinking Maple Block because Maple Block is solid in Culver City. Really, really solid brisket and great sausage. Well, now I'm hungry. Y'all have a wonderful long weekend. We're going to have best of shows on Thursday and Friday. I'll be back in this chair Monday. Well, not this chair. I'll be back in L.A. News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC.